Now, it's come to my attention that there's a lot of YouTubers who are now allegedly popping for steroids, and it's like a bit alarming as well, because like these are YouTubers, right? These are just regular entertainers who are boxing for entertainment. Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's not really a competitive thing. Like, I know they're trying to make it seem like that because of, how KSI has made a Misfits, and now it's like a scene where people compete to get to the top, and now there's champions now, like that being Anthony Taylor for the light heavyweight, I think, and then obviously Tommy Fury as the lineal heavyweight or whatever. I don't know how it completely works, but essentially it's kind of alarming because you have people like Logan Paul, who's allegedly taken peptides, if I'm not mistaken, which is completely illegal in like combat sports as well. So he's on steroids. There's allegedly Chase Demore, and now Ed Matthews, who's being accused of steroids. Now that's very alarming, to be honest, because if people like Ed Matthews and Chase Demore and Logan Paul are competing and they're roided out and they're on steroids, that gives them like a massive advantage.
He clearly on steroids. He's also admitted to taking them in the past.
Did you know about him shooting up 2 years ago?
I'd admit it, innit? 2 years ago, yeah, I dabbled in a bit, but yeah, I'm getting tested for this fight.
So this disciplinary hearing for Ed Matthews was most likely an attempt to catch yet another Misfits boxer using PEDs.
Especially in performance. We've just seen Ed Matthews clean out Swarms. I know Swarms injured his leg, but even still was a dominant performance and a dominant knockout. So to see Ed Matthews being accused of roiding out is kind of alarming. As I said before, he's won, right? So I don't think it's fair for him to be competing whilst also being on steroids. And that goes for anybody else, not just Ed Matthews. Like, you can't just be doing that, It's unfair on the other person. Like, it's unfair on your opponent if you have a clear advantage, especially with steroids, I don't think it's fair on them. And even then, like, it's just like plain unfair, what I mean? Like, to have someone, especially, people who go undetected, like Bryce Hall. He's competed in bare knuckle FC and he's been on steroids before. And I know for the most part it was hypertrophy he was going for. It wasn't really for like, strength in the ring or whatever, but it still plays a part, what I mean? He was a bodybuilder before, if I'm not mistaken, but now he's competing in boxing. And now for him to be competing as well, it's always not sat right with me. And again, going back to Logan Paul, he's had a massive transformation, like, especially the one where he's looking down and you can see the vein on his bicep and he's just looking like a Greek god, no homo. It looks insane, what I mean? Like, for him to be obviously roided out, if we're going to be honest, he's clearly on some sort of PED. And to be competing against Dylan Dennis, who's not only smaller than him, but obviously weaker and doesn't possess any boxing ability, as he's shown in the fight against Logan Paul, I feel like he was doomed to lose, and it was just like an easy win for Logan. Like a quick scope. For the most part, that's a big issue, You can't really have that, especially in the YouTube scene. And the fact that they got rid of the PBA, right? And I know there's been issues with Misfits and the PBA, but as soon as Ed Matthews got, alleged for steroids and they were investigating it, that's when Misfits decides to cut off ties with the PBA, which is the drug testing agency, if I'm not mistaken. Now, to me, I don't know about you guys, but that's suspect as fuck, I don't really like the sound of that. And I know there might be a lot more into that, but for them to do that is a kind of, weird. I don't like that at all. It kind of makes it seem like at face value that they're trying to get rid of the drug testing for the fighters to carry on fighting, which is a bit, it's what the UFC are doing right now with Conor McGregor, especially since Conor McGregor's obviously not been natural the past few years since he's been injured his leg against Dustin Poirier the third time. It's kind of shit, to be honest. Like, I don't really like the sound of this. And at face value, again, it seems really, really bad, So I don't know what direction Misfits or the YouTube boxing scene are going to take to combat this, if even at all. Like, if they're going to allow their fighters to roid out, then fine, but I think the opponent should know what they're getting themselves into, especially if they're going to box a roided out opponent like Logan Paul or Bryce Hall or Chase Demore or like Ed Matthews, or these people who allegedly or confirmed to have done steroids. I don't think it's fair for them to be competing, especially at the level they are. And yeah, for the most part, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Shadzi, and take it easy. Peace.